Finally, we got our channel monetized. It took us almost a year to get the required subscribers and watch time for YouTube ads monetization. I know most of you guys who are watching are making games, and I think it will be beneficial if I will share some of my experience making my devlogs at the same time making my game Wisplight. Some of you know I started out as a solo indie game developer. Wisplight is my first game development project, and I don't know why I chose a game with a scope this big, but things happen, and there's no turning back now. On top of developing Wisplight, I need to make devlogs as well for the following reasons, and if you're currently making a game, maybe some of these reasons are enough to get you started in making your very own game development channel. So for 1 year now, I posted devlogs talking about the progress of Wisplight's development in a strict weekly schedule, and we already have 50 published videos since the beginning of my journey to this day, and I think I've gathered enough experience already to share some tips that might help you make your very own game dev channels. So for my first tip, let's talk about the reasons why you need to make a game dev channel. First, it's free marketing. Making a game alone is not enough. We need to think about how we package it and show it to the world. Even if you have the best game in the world, with cool features, mechanics, crazy graphics and optimization, without right exposure, no one will notice it, and no one will play it. So when I started making my game Wisplight, my very first thought was to find people who can give me feedback on what I'm working on. And one great platform to showcase my work, at the same time get feedback from people who are interested in what I'm doing, is YouTube. This led me to make my very first devlog. I just shared my thoughts about what I did, and for some reason, there are a few people who are interested in it. They commented and gave feedback on my project, and gave me a lot of insights on where to direct my game to. YouTube is very good in showing your videos to the right people. The algorithm will do it for you. As of recording this video, YouTube showed my content to 1.3 million people as impressions. So what are these impressions? Impressions are when your YouTube videos are shown to a user's screen in the form of a thumbnail. And these thumbnail impressions will lead to views when the user finds it interesting and clicks on it. I got around 107,000 views from my 1.3 million impressions. So that's around 8% click-through rate, which is the rate in which your thumbnail is clicked by a viewer, which is not bad by industry standard. All of these systems that YouTube provided is very helpful in reaching the right audience. And all of these systems and features are for free. You just need to do the work in making and editing your videos, which will lead us to tip number 2. Record while you're developing. Developing a game alone is time-consuming enough. Adding and making devlogs for your progress on top of all that is even more time-demanding. Let's take my experience as an example. My devlog usually takes me 3 to 4 days to make. This includes making the script, editing the videos, adding sound and music, making thumbnails, and posting it on YouTube. Making YouTube videos takes a lot of my game development time, but this is very necessary for us to create a community that is interested in playing your game. So for us to be more efficient in our already time-demanding work, recording your work while developing your game will save you a lot of time. It's like hitting 2 birds with 1 stone. You're already doing it, so why not record it, right? Having pre-recorded development clips will really help you speed up editing. You just grab some of your clips and scan the parts where you need them. Then with a few edits, you're done. Once you have your videos ready, it's time to post them and see the results, which is probably one of the downfalls when I started making these devlogs. And this will lead us to tip number 3. Do not overanalyze your results. When we're starting a YouTube channel, at first the algorithm doesn't know yet what your content is all about. It tries to know you even better by sharing some of your content to profiles and see if these people are interested in it. So there's no point in overanalyzing these results on your first few videos. Just keep on making videos and improve it bit by bit. You don't need to make your next video perfect or the best. You just need it to be an improvement of the previous. Just to show you a comparison, here's my very first devlog. I've always been a fan of From Software games. Played Dark Souls, Sekiro, and Elden Ring a lot. And I mean a lot. For me, these games are really a full package of excitement, satisfaction, and accomplishment amid all the frustration, fear, and anxiety they perfectly evoke. It's too slow. The audio is not that good with all the background noise, and I sound like I'm reading from a script, which is actually what I did back then. Then, here's a devlog 1 year after. We finally hit the 1 year mark in development of our indie game Wisplight. And in this devlog, I just want to share with you guys what we did in the past 12 months. Just a short summary on which features we were focusing on. Then by the end of this devlog, we will talk about the plans for development of Wisplight in its second year. I sound a bit more confident. The audio is clearer, and the music fits the intro well. I'm not saying that my videos now are the best, but surely it did have a big leap in quality. So just keep making those videos and improve them bit by bit. Off to the next tip. Don't compare yourself with others. We can't deny this. We always look at others and compare our work against them. And sometimes we get envious and wonder why my videos are not doing well while his or her videos are getting tons of views. So just like our previous tip, don't overanalyze these things. You don't need to beat similar channels like you. You just have to beat your best video. Don't have a competition with others since you don't have control over YouTube's algorithm. Instead, be a competition against your past self and improve one video at a time. This way, you will not feel bad or demoralized and ask why the algorithm doesn't favor you. Just focus on yourself and what the audience wants to see, which is very helpful in creating content within their interests. Which will lead me to the next tip. Involve your audience. One of my goals in the creation of Wisplight is to make a game that is community driven. I want the community to be a part of its creation. That's why I always ask feedback from you guys whenever I launch a new feature for the game. I always read and reply to the comments. Feedback for me is very important. This is the only way for me to make a game that the community wants to play. So involve your audience in the creation of your game. Just be careful though with scope creep, where you add unnecessary features to your game just to please everyone. Only cater to feedback and suggestions that make sense for your game and stick with it. As of the moment, Wisplight's community on Discord is growing every day. A lot of you guys are giving feedback and suggestions that is making the game even better. There are also some of you guys who are volunteering in the creation of some assets that Wisplight needs, like voice lines, 3D assets, sounds and music, and many more. And some are also helping out with the funding of Wisplight's assets through our Patreon page. So thank you so much for the support. Making a game alone doesn't mean making everything by yourself. There's a group of talented individuals out there who are interested in getting involved in your development. And it's best for you and your game to have them involved and be part of it. These individuals are just like you. They want the game to succeed, and the best way to find them is through your channel. Always remember, if you want the journey fast, do it alone. But if you want your journey to go far, do it together. There are a lot of instances that I get burnt out from making the game at the same time making these devlogs. They're hard to do, they are stressful and demanding, but because of Wisplight's community, all their kind words, their feedback about the game, my teammates and patrons, and volunteers who have been working very hard to make the game to reality. You guys are one of the reasons for me to continue this journey even further. I couldn't have made it this far without you guys. So thank you so much for all the support. So for all aspiring game developers out there, if you can do it, go make your game development channel while making your games. It's fun to have a community backing you up. I hope you learned something from my experience, and I wish you luck on your games and your game development journey. Till next time.